Your best friend just asked you to deliver a toast at their wedding. A familiar knot starts forming in the pit of your stomach. You realize your heart is pounding and you're already starting to sweat. What are you going to do? Now, I've been teaching public speaking for about a decade now, and anxiety around speaking is the #1 concern my students have. In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 tips that I give to my students that I believe will help you address fear, concern, and anxiety around public speaking. Our anxiety can cause us to procrastinate, and the problem is that if we start to procrastinate, then our anxiety can continue to build and build and build. So we need to start early to avoid increasing our anxiety as we procrastinate. Draft a speech early and begin to practice your speech. Even if your speech is not perfect yet, get used to speaking out loud and get used to practicing the content of your speech. Practice out loud and often. If you're only practicing in your head, you might trip up on a word or a phrase when you actually deliver the speech out loud. Get used to how your voice sounds, get used to how it feels to give your speech. When we practice speaking, we tend to stop whenever we make mistakes. Avoid doing that. Instead, work through those mistakes and practice working through and recovering when you make a mistake. If you mispronounce a word, keep going. If you forget to say something, keep going. If we always stop after we make mistakes, we are training ourselves to stop when we are actually giving our speech. Mistakes happen. I've made mistakes in this video. You can still deliver an excellent speech even after you make a mistake. Even Martin Luther King made mistakes in speeches from time to time, and he's still known as one of the greatest speakers of the last century. Remind yourself of your past successes. You have likely given speeches before, you are likely going to do so in the future, and you have succeeded when you have done so in the past, and you will succeed when you do so in the future. If you've practiced your speech out loud, you know that you can get through that speech. So visualize yourself as a successful speaker. No negative self-talk, no telling yourself you can't do it. Only tell yourself that you can do it and you have done so in the past. That's how you know you can be successful now. Imagine that you are talking with a younger sibling, a relative, a cousin, a small child, or a friend about a stressful situation that they are experiencing. Take a moment to imagine what you would say to them. How would they overcome that stressful situation? Then jot down all of that advice that you would give to your younger sibling, your cousin, your child, your friend. Keep that list with you. Have it written down. Pull out that list and read through it when you are about to encounter a stressful situation or give your speech. Remind yourself of the advice that you would give to other people. Trust yourself and then take that advice for yourself. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. A little bit of anxiety and stress can actually be good for you if you're about to give a speech. A faster heartbeat can energize you as you prepare for your speech and make the speech more engaging. Your body is actually helping you get ready for the event and getting ready for you to give a good speech. I show my students a wonderful TED Talk by Kelly McGonigal called How to Make Stress Your Friend, and I encourage you to check out that video. I will include the link in the description below. If you tell yourself that speaking is going to be scary, then it will be. Instead, you need to tell yourself that the speaking situation is something else entirely. It is something positive. So if you are going to give that toast for a friend, don't think of it as a scary situation. Instead, think of it as a moment for you to share with your friend how much you care about them and how much you love them. If you have a presentation at work, don't think of it as some dreadful obligation you're going to have to get yourself through. Instead, think about it as a time for you to promote yourself, to shape the company in the direction that you see fit. In other words, it's a positive moment for you to express your ideas and share them with others. Focus on your idea and the positiveness of your idea, and then you can get through that situation. Bring some cold water with you. If you are feeling flushed or a little bit warm before your speech, then drink a little bit of that cold water, but also apply that cold water to your wrists and the back of your neck to help calm you before your speech. Just remember to put that cold water away before you start giving the speech itself. You need to fuel yourself appropriately before you give a speech. Avoid speaking on an empty stomach. Being hungry can supercharge your feelings of anxiety and make you feel a little bit lightheaded before your speech, which just only compounds the problem that you are facing. Also, try to avoid having a lot of caffeine before your speech, because that also can supercharge your feeling of anxiety. You know your body the best. Make sure that you're eating and drinking things that will make you feel comfortable, that you're not too full, that you're not hungry, that you're not too over caffeinated. Try to find that right balance of what is going to be the proper fuel for you to get through your speech. My final tip is to focus on your breathing. In another video, I've already talked about 2 breathing techniques that you can use to address mild stress and anxiety. So I encourage you to check out that video and learn a little bit more about square breathing and finger mustache breathing. So the next time your boss tells you you have to give a presentation to the entire company, I hope you know some tips and strategies that you can use to help manage your anxiety. If you have some other tips and strategies for how to manage anxiety around public speaking, please put them in the comments below. Remember that you can do this, you can accomplish a great speech, visualize your success, and know that you can become an accomplished, successful speaker.